Hi and welcome to N.E.T. Vaper review. This review I decided to do for two reasons. One begins with a story. I wanted to do an experiment to see if the coils I've been using for the last year on naturally extracted tobacco and lasted a few days to a week, whatever it is, would they last longer on fruit flavors? So, although I'm a strictly N.E.T. vapor, I decided to give it a go and to try and experiment this fact. So I went down to a local shop to buy some e-liquids because he's got quite a lot of e-liquid that you can sample. And while I was sampling e-liquids, I noticed a guy walk into the shop. He was around 40, 45 years old, I say, and he was looking for an e-cigarette, and the seller was busy, so I noticed that he was very confused which one to look at, which one to ask for. So I went over to him and I said to him, what could I help you with? So he said to me, his doctors told him that he has to stop smoking or else. So he decided to go and buy an e-cigarette, but he hasn't got a clue what to buy, and so he needs some advice. I told him I've researched online. He says, I haven't got the time. The thing is a long-haul lorry driver. So obviously he sits all day, so that wasn't good for his health, and the smoking all the time. So I had the Aspire NX30 kit with the Aspire X tank on it, and I had the Prelude Black Note in the tank. I told him, be my guest, try it. He tried it, he liked it very much. I showed him how to use it. We went over to the seller, we got him a kit. I gave him the website to order the e-liquid from, and I told him, update me. I get an email a week later, and he's thanking me for helping him, and also he's thanking me for choosing for him a kit that's easy and simple to use. He's already changed the coil on his own. He's so happy with it. He learned how to fill up the tank. He knows what's wattage to use according to the coil, and he's happy as Larry. And his wife added a note saying that thanks for my advice. Her husband has got a chance to overcome his blood pressure and various problems he had from so many years of smoking. He was 30 a day, and thanking me for basically helping to save his life. That email really warmed my heart, because the whole idea of my reviews is to help smokers to get off the cigarettes the way I was struggling a year ago now. Thank God, a year that I've stopped smoking. So I received quite a few emails and requests by subscribers, by friends and colleagues and people I managed to convince to get off the cigarettes, to narrow down which kit do I use regularly, meaning which ones do I come back to time and again. And since a lot of those questions were in also regards of fruit flavors, what do I recommend in fruit flavors, what's nice, what's not, I said, well, I don't have advice on fruit flavors. I could advise you on naturally extracted tobacco. I tried to narrow down the easy and simple mouse to lung kits I've got. Before I come to that, I just want to mention one more thing. When I was in that shop, I realized that a lot of the mods and kits that today the main manufacturer produce is like today a smartphone. This is a smart e-cigarette. It's got options from nickel, temperature, stainless steel, wattage, Kentel. Then you've got sub-menus, memories, flashing lights, which font color. It's so many settings, and some people simply don't have the time to look through it, or to go online and to get the gist of it. They haven't got time to go through the manuals. The simple and easy to use mouse to lung is so important, especially for middle-aged people or someone who's not very technical. Something similar to a pod, you just either you inhale and it triggers it, or you press a fire button. But the pod, you compromise on flavor. So if you want the best setup is a tank and a battery, and some people haven't got the time or the knowledge how to build their own coil, or they don't want to go around with the e-liquid to use a dripper, or RDA or RTAs, or these massive mechanical mods that have got this engraving dragons and skulls, and it just looks very intimidating to some conservative vapors. And the market today is moving very quickly towards the smart e-cigarette. Most probably soon it will become a smartphone e-cigarette combination, or who knows where it's heading. So these mouse to longs, the easy and simple mouse to longs, the originally intended e-cigarette that was intended simply for people to get off cigarettes and get a safer replacement. And easy, you take a cigarette, you light it, and you smoke it. Easy as that. No one had ever a cigarette with so many options to them, yeah? So how do you keep it simple? And therefore, the older mouse to long are really the ones that are today the only option for smokers who want an easy solution. So due to all these facts, I did two things. One, I narrowed down all my kits to one or two, and also I narrowed down some of my kits to use fruit flavors, because 2 weeks ago I bought two fruit flavors. One, 12 Monkeys Kenzie, and that is, I wrote it down here, the flavors, because to pinpoint them all while you're vaping is not so easy, but when you know the flavors, it's easier to pinpoint. Tobacco I'm better with, and it's kiwi, strawberry and watermelon. It's very nice e-liquid, in fact. I've been vaping them for the last 2 weeks in the evenings, an hour here, an hour there, in the mornings and afternoons, more or less the same lengths I use my N.E.Ts, because I never vape one tank day in, day out. I swap and change between flavors, as you know, to keep the vapor stung away and also to keep my interest going. So I've been doing the same with the fruit. And also I ordered a Naked 100 Hawaiian Pog. Now, this is 75 VG, and this is, I think, is 80 VG. And I've been using it on the two of my mods here, and I will tell you in a minute which one I think goes best. All my mouse to longs are easy and simple, as you can see from my previous review. But out of my mods, so we'll do a quick to show you just which was the contender. The N.E.T T20S, the N.E.T T18 version 2 or version 1. Then you've got the Aspire Nautilus 2, that in fact I think in a few weeks is coming out a new Aspire Nautilus. I'm waiting to use it. It's called Nautilus 2S with a top fill. These you have to unscrew the dome, put in the e-liquid, and then screw them back on. Those have a top fill, so that'll be much easier, although you're going to have to still open the dome to change the coil, I assume. And then you've got the N.E.T Coroma, the Zenith tank. Then you've got the Smock Spirals tank that I use on the N.E.T Mini, Coolfire Mini. That's excellent mod, actually. And then I've got obviously the Aspire X, and then we talk the Smock Proof M17 mod, and then you've got the CB80. So out of these 8 mouth to long, I narrowed down to 2 of the easiest and simplest and the best flavor mouth to long that I've got. Now, probably you'll find a lot of mouth to long kits out there, but I can only tell you from the experience I had, I cannot buy all the mouth to long kits there is on the market, obviously, so otherwise I'll have here maybe 20. But the ones that I've been using have proved themselves to me to be the best. And the clear winner for me is the Spire Nautilus X Kit. I'll tell you why. The T20S is top, very good starter kit, lacks some flavor, and hasn't got variable wattage, and you can't change the coil while the e-liquid is in there. The N.E.T T18 is an excellent starter kit as well, lacks some flavor, and the same problem with the coil, you can't change the coil while your e-liquid is in there. But the main problem is flavor. It's good for a really beginner, but if you can have, even as a real beginner, something better, why not start better off? Then you've got the Spirals tank. That's an excellent tank, but it's more direct to lung tank. It's very open draw. I mean, now this is fully open. It's definitely more of a direct to lung tank. It's excellent as a direct to lung. If you close it nearly fully, you'll get a mouse to lung. But although I love this tank for the real bold e-liquid, I mean, I've got in here the Bombay from naturallyextractedtobacco.com. Excellent flavor. I use it in the morning with my coffee. I cannot drink my coffee without this. But this is a more of a direct to lung. So let's rule this one out. And then you've got the Innikin, the Spire Nautilus 2. The problem with this one is it's a perfect tank, but as you know, the heart of any tank is the coil. And I found the Spire coils do not last long, especially on naturally extracted tobacco. I did not experiment these on the fruit flavors. I only use this for naturally extracted, so I can't tell you about fruit flavors on these ones. But on naturally extracted tobacco, they don't last long. The 1.8, the Triton 1.8, and the 0.7 last a bit longer, but after a few days, the flavor goes, and then you only get like a bland vape. So that it's a good tank, but it's not on my top list. The next one, it'll have a 0.4 coil, although it's a sub-ohm, but as you know, you can see the opening here is got a nice option of how you can turn it into mouth to lung. So I'm waiting for the top fill, Spire Nautilus 2 with the 0.4 coil, so we'll see if that's lasts longer. So really, to narrow down from all those I showed you, it's really 2 on the variable wattage. The Innikin Karoma Zenith is an excellent tank and setup. Oh, it's off. I used the 0.8 coil. They've got a Plexus Mesh 0.5 coil that's very good on fruit flavors, not on naturally extracted tobacco. I have no idea why naturally extracted tobacco doesn't taste good on mesh coils. If you can enlighten me, and also if you can enlighten me why naturally extracted tobacco ruined the coil so fast, please do. I will appreciate it. But this kit is unbelievable. It's got very easy wattage up and down. To change the coil is so easy. Just take off the tank, unscrew the back, pull out the coil, put in another one, and you didn't lose your e-liquid. The refill, it's the top. You just twist it. It's easy as anything. And you can do a direct to lung. I've got in here now the berry honey from naturally extracted tobacco. You can taste it, delicious. You can see my review on that. The honey berry or the berry honey, I can't remember what it's called. The amount of vapor it produces is amazing. You see, that's another thing. For some people, they don't want clouds. I was driving and I saw on a bus stop a huge fog, and I realized that someone is vaping on these massive kits, and he was belching out clouds you wouldn't believe. You couldn't see his face from so much. Some people find it intimidating or they feel uncomfortable. So anything I use is a nice amount of vapor, but not huge amount of vapors. No starter will vape on 100 watts on a direct to lung. He's going to cough his lungs out. It's too much vapor for his lungs. He's not used to it. So a mouth to lung, that you could also do a restrictive direct to lung, this is the right way to go. And the Aspire, the Anakin Karoma with the Zenith tank is number 2 contender, and the number 1 is the Aspire Nautilus X. This is all in all a perfect mod. First of all, it's easy to fill. You just unscrew this and you put in the e-liquid. You've got an opening on the top here that gives you a very airy opening, and it can give you as well a restricted one. The silver tanks will show better than the black ones, the opening of the airflow, but that's a minor issue. To change the coil, you just open the top and unscrew the coil, or take off the glass and then take off the coil, unscrew the coil, put a new one in. Easy. To set up the mod is so easy. You just got the wattage up and down and the fire button, and it's a 2000 mAh, easy, light, produces nice amount of vapor, not overdoing it. Beautiful. This is the kit that I come back and again all the time, the Nautilus X. This is the variable wattage kit. Now the fixed wattage kit is this one. This is the Proof M17. Now in here I've got the 12 Monkeys Kenzie. On the N.E.T it lasted me up to a week, proper flavor, but this is using it nearly constant. Well, let's put it this way. For 2 weeks you can drag it, but the flavor, I like it to be perfect flavor, because I say to myself, the amount of coils I'm using and the amount I'm saving on cigarettes is definitely, I'm in credit. So I change coils very often. But I put in here 80 VG Kenzie in here, and the flavor is absolutely awesome. And look at the amount of vapor. Now you can do it as a mouth to lung. Decent amount of vapor. You can do direct to lung. And it's a fixed wattage. You don't have to worry about anything. To open it, you simply top fill. Take out the coil. You just undo the bottom bit and unscrew the coil. Just make sure when you reassemble them, make sure everything is nice and tight. You won't get no leakage at all. Never had a leakage. Fire button is here. It looks nice. It's light. Produces just the right amount of vapor for direct lung or mouth to lung. Can be used for fruit. Can be used for tobacco, naturally extracted. Fruit has been going on for 2 weeks now. Perfect. As a starter kit, this beats any of these two, of any of these starter kits, the classics. It's amazing. I think it's understated, this one. Take my word for it. I love it. It looks nice. It's easy to use. Easy as anything. I mean, there's nothing to do. Just change the coil every once in a while and just fill up your tank. Easy to clean. Perfect contender for fruit and tobacco. The Expire X, the Spire X, I didn't use on fruit, so I'm not sure how it works on fruit. But this I come time and again. Now, for me, the fruit is like a cigar smoker who, after a cigar, wants to go back to a cigarette because he can't inhale the cigars. So after I vape on fruit for an hour, I can't wait to get back to my tobacco. But for the experiment, it brings out the flavor unbelievable. This Proof M17. As for tobacco, this is amazing. Amazing. Most probably will also be good on fruit, I assume. The coil in here, I have two options. One coil is the 1.8, the X coil, and the other one is called, which one was it called? The POCX 0.6. Although it's a sub-ohm, but it's not really a sub-ohm. You could vape it mouth to lung, no problem. The flavor on the POCX and is, I think, a bit better than the 1.8. Lasting, I thought the POCX lasts less than 1.8, but I think the POCX is even a better coil than the 1.8. It's the UTEC coil that the air goes through the coil and back out again. That's the clear winner. So against the Nautilus 2, not the S, the 2. The S I'm not sure yet. Against the Zenith, this is a very close contender. It's either these two. I seem to come back to this all the time. This is heavier, maybe that's the reason. This is lighter, more or less the same power. Easier to clean. This you can't clean, you can't really dismantle the tank, maybe that's the reason. The openings, the airflow here is very good as well, very similar to the Spire 2. They're both very good, but I seem to come back to this one all the time. In regards of the fruit flavor, the perfect mouth to lung fruit flavor is the CB80. The CB80, I used it on last review on Drake's, one second. On the Drake's natural extract tobacco, the 1.3 WS04 lasted me a day. I put in the e-liquid, I think it's this one, the Hawaiian Pog, and it is absolutely going strong after 2 weeks. This is orange, passion fruit, and guava. Both you can do mouth to lung and direct to lung. This is a mouth to lung. And this is direct to lung. Look at the amount of vapor. 80% VG. The coil has got no problem doing it. It's amazing coil for fruit flavors. One of my subscribers has told me so right in the beginning, and I had to see this for myself. This kit is amazing for a starter kit. It's not heavy. You got your battery. Inside here, you just open the battery, comes out, and it's a what do you call the batteries? I wrote it down here. It's a oh gosh, I wrote down the 18650 battery. As I said before, the airflow is literally hydraulic, so easy to use. Opening it, filling it, it's so simple. And well done Wismec for thinking about not so, I mean, yeah, it's got quite a lot of option in here, but when you put in the battery, go straight to wattage, and it's all you need to know, up and down, up and down. That's it, you need to know. And this goes up to 14 watts in any case, so you just keep it fixed on 14 watts and just vape away. Fill up the tank in the morning, last you the day, recharge it in the morning for an hour and a half, and it's good for the day. Perfect mod. So, to recap, fruit, tobacco. Fruit, tobacco, I think these are the two top mods that in my experience as a purchaser, as an ex-smoker, as someone who enjoys flavour, who I don't compromise on flavour, and I tried so many other kits, these two are the best ones. Following up close is these two. Fruit, tobacco, or tobacco only. I never used the fruit. The mesh 0.5 is most probably very good on fruit. But as a starter kit, this is a fixed wattage, this is a variable wattage, you can't go wrong. Close up, these are the second runners, and these are the first runners. I think this review, I hope it helped you. And if Peter's watching, Peter, the one I met in the shop, this review is also meant for you. And it was my pleasure helping you out. And I hope you get off the cigarettes. And to all of you ex-smokers or smokers, if you choose one of these mods, or if you find another one that you feel comfortable with, it's either with N.E.T or synthetic tobacco or fruit, whatever works for you. I'm just telling you from my experience and my opinion. If you can get off the cigarettes, that's the main thing. So I thought I ought to take this review, upload it for the benefit of others, and I hope it did benefit. And if anyone can find out why N.E.T ruins the coil so much faster than fruit, even the sweet fruit, I thought the sugars or the artificial sugar will ruin the coil quicker, please let me know. And yeah, I think we touched everything I wanted to touch. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, enjoy your vape and have a nice day.